Hey guys, I have my assistant here and just wanted to do a quick video on loose leash walking. A lot of people, this is their biggest struggle, is a dog that pulls on leash or a dog that's reactive to other dogs or people or bicycles, the whole gamut. So really important to note that we've already done some of the foundational work, so we're outside working on some of this for demo purposes, but if you haven't done anything kind of inside in a non-distracting environment, I would start there. And I would start, Misha, by just having your dog walk. So I've got a treat in my hand, okay? So I'm going to hold it right here to my side. I'm just going to go a few steps. And I'm going to stop if she pulls ahead. So in the beginning, we're just going to go literally like a few steps at a time. Misha, let's go. So I'm going to show her I've got that. And she's doing good. Yes. Misha. Yes. Good. Misha, let's go. Yes. So that's how you want to start. You can't expect your dog to kind of be at a heel with you unless you've taught that. So we've already gone through that. So now we're outside. And I just wanted to kind of illustrate how you want your leash. So you want your leash to be loose, okay, all the time. So if your dog's pulling really hard, you're going to have to start in an easier place until they can walk on a loose leash. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like. Misha, let's go. I'm holding with my thumb. She's turning with me. Yes, good girl. Good girl. So I'm giving her feedback because she's doing a good job. That's super important. Good girl. Yes. So I'm marking and rewarding when she's checking in with me. I didn't ask her, look at me. She just did that on her own. So dogs learn best, and your training is going to excel the fastest when you reward for them making their own choice. Another really important thing that I want to mention is restraining is not training. So if you've got your dog in a heel, but the leash is always tight like this, and it's short and tight, and that's the only way you can get them in a heel, you haven't really trained anything. You've restrained them and kind of eliminated their ability to make that choice themselves. So you really need, you really need them to be making that choice themselves. So I tell my clients, hold the leash in the opposite hand. So right now we're working on the right. So I've got the leash in my left. Good. And super loose. Now, if your dog pulls ahead or stops focusing on you, you quickly make a 180 turn. So you would just turn, and they'll get a little correction when you turn, and then they learn to focus more on you. Let's go. So sometimes a training type of collar is going to be better and will help them learn faster. That's the case with her here. Sit. Yes. Good deal. That's the case with her. When we go out on walks, she's really stimulated. Everything she gets kind of nervous, worked up. She's always kind of scanning and just kind of on edge a little bit. And so this tool, which is the Transitional leash from Canine Lifeline, has really helped her tremendously. Let's go. Yes. So I'm going to reward that because she's checking in with me. She's looking to me. I'm not asking her to. Okay. Yes. Good. Notice she's also sitting every time I stop. So the way that we worked on that with this specific leash, but you could do with any leash and collar really, Misha, is we go. I stop. And she automatically did it there, but as soon as I stop, I hold this straight up. It's important, guys, to hold it straight up, and then as soon as her butt comes down, I release that. So it's like this. Misha, Yes. And you can reward her for that. But guys, I don't recommend rewards every time. You don't want them to rely on that. So the pressure and release of this tool works really well. Good girl. So now, because we've practiced that for a few days, really, let's go. Yes. That one took her a little while. I would have done the leash up if she wouldn't have got that. Let's go. Yes. Marking and rewarding for checking in with me on her own. Yes. Another important thing, switch sides. You don't want them looking at you the same way all the time, because that can kind of strain their neck muscles. Good. And it's just good practice for both of us. Yes. Good girl. Good job. That way she's not always looking to her right or to her left. We want to balance out those muscles and prevent any straining. Unless you're doing competitions, I really recommend teaching your dog to heel on both sides. It's good to put yourself between you and a distraction if you have a reactive dog, so it's good for them and you to be comfortable on both sides. Good girl. The other thing, final thing, a lot of people don't like using tools. Sometimes some dogs don't need a tool. If you can do all this on a flat collar and your dog's focused on you, use really high value treats that they really like. But for some dogs who have a lot of reactivity or just don't do well focusing, a tool like this will just speed things up for you so much more. She is kind of, let's go. She does kind of give herself a correction, okay, if she gets too far out in front of me and isn't paying attention. Yes. But as you can see, we've worked on that quite a bit. And so she's learned to focus on me in her peripheral vision. Okay. But, I'm not yanking on her. I'm not tugging on her. This just guides her. Also, I can put my other hand on here, fingers down, and just do a little wrist pop like this. If she doesn't, if she starts to pull. But really what I find, that's still kind of a restraining rather than training. So what I find is working with them in a non-distracting environment to where they kind of correct themselves. See how she's just following me? Yay! Good girl. So the other thing, I know a lot of people are like, well, do I have to put this on my dog forever? And did I really train them if they've got this thing around their nose? Same for like a star mark collar or a prong collar or even an e-collar. But what I really love about this tool is you can transition away a little bit. So a little bit at a time. So I can take that nose piece off, right? And now it's just the slip lead. Let's go. So let's see how she does. Yay, good girl. Let's go. Yes. So as you can see, she's still following with me. Super loose leash. Yay, good girl. Still checking in with me and still sitting automatically. And I'm not having to give her any feedback with this leash. So the tool isn't really doing anything if she's doing a great job. Oh, reverse sneeze almost. Okay. So that's how you can gradually kind of wean off of that. So for her, I can take that nose piece off right here. But if we go for a walk where there's lots of distractions, we're probably going to need that a little bit longer. And just remember that dog training is all about repetitions and creating habits. So, the tool is just used to kind of keep her in line a little bit, to give her that communication and feedback through the tool. Good. Sit. Yes. So that's how you kind of eventually fade that out. And if you really put in the, she's going to start reverse sneezing. Oh, yes. Okay. You know, if you put in the repetitions and you put in the time, you know, you will get to this point, and to the point where you can most likely, you know, stop using the tool. But every dog is different, and it depends on how much reactivity they have. You know, if you have a dog that's very reactive, it's going to take a lot longer, and you're going to need a lot more patience and a lot more repetitions and a lot more gradual work from non-distracting environments, working your way up closer to triggers. And you've got to do that gradually. So for some dogs, it can take a lot longer. And like I said, with her, I can take the nose piece off right here. But if we were actually out on a walk, I'd probably kind of switch back and forth, because she's still, you know, we haven't put in a lot of time. We've probably only been working with this tool for like two or 3 weeks. So sit, but she's doing excellent. It's a great tool. Transitional Leash by Canine Lifeline. Awesome tool. Good job, Misha. If you if I can help anybody with loose leash walking or anything else, please reach out to me. Hey, don't jump. Sit. Oh, good girl. All right. Sit. Good. All right. Thanks, everybody.